Something in stage chat, please. Alright, okay. I see your game. Oh, I don't know if you all see, but we have special guest.
It's me, it's Josh.
It's
I'm
Josh.
back after
Yeah, but where's
being
Brad?
sealed for thousands of years.
Sealed for 1,000 years?
Feels like it's been that long.
That's true. I haven't had you here in a while, Josh. It's great to have you, but we need to wait for Brad, the other co-host.
Talking about some stuff today that might require my expertise, so that's why I'm here.
Your Chad expertise, if anything. First time catching up a Level Up Live. Hi, Firestone. I've seen you on the Discord, so that's cool. Interesting that you're joining on YouTube when I usually see you on the Discord. Where's Brad? I'm scared. Help. Trickster Online. Hey, cute. Quixotic, you're so right that the waiting music for the event stage on Discord sounds like a low budget MMO. You're so correct. Yeah. Good survey. Hey, really hoping to see some of those pitches get made. Me too. Me too. I mean,
Me three.
Me three. Otherwise, they wouldn't be pitches. Been so long since you've heard Marco's
too many
voice.
ideas. Not enough time.
Oh, that's true. Hey, look, it's Ming. Say hi to Ming. Brother Ming
Hello.
Games.
Oh,
Hey, man.
hey.
Hey, it's Brad.
Well, welcome.
All right, Brad's here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's episode of the Level Up Live cast. Brad said he wanted to do the intro for this one, so I'll let them finish it.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that that had actually gone through. I thought that we had just talked about it.
I was
then
zigging, and then we were zagging, right? I made you think.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So, welcome. I am your host, Brad, and welcome to the Level Up Live cast. And with me, my loquacious, unendingly positive, impressive, perfect, and otherwise excellent co-host, Joshua Van Lanningham. Hey, Josh, welcome.
Hello.
Also, Marco is here as usual.
Wow. Okay. All right. I guess what am I, chopped liver? Why did they say that, by the way? Why did they say what am I, chopped liver?
I think the chopped liver is what the people avoid at the at dinner.
That makes sense, because I hate liver. I don't know if you guys knew this about me. I don't like innards. Well, I don't like liver. I like innards.
It's a little gross.
It tastes like blood, dude. It just tastes like blood.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have a very special episode for all of you today. I don't know if you all saw the announcement a few days ago, but we're gonna be at EVO at the ArcSys booth doing some crazy stuff. We'll talk more about that later. We're also gonna be talking about the survey that we put out for all of you, so that'll be very interesting and very fun to talk about. Maybe we'll talk about some of the pitches. Maybe we'll talk about some of the other things, like some of the information that we have there and how we use that info to make better games for all of you. But before we get into that, I want to know something very special about my special co-hosts here. Josh! How are you, man? How's it been? It's been a while.
It's been a while. Well, it certainly has been. I've been I want to say slaving or what, yeah, but I've been behind the scenes doing a lot of stuff while I've gone. Hopefully, that you might see this year. So yeah, doing
Wait.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what, Brad? Have I not been doing stuff?
No. I didn't mean to imply that at all. No, I had some headphone trouble for a bit, and I didn't hear you there. So I missed what you said, but I'm sure that it was good.
It was very insightful.
I regret that I missed it. That was what I was.
What a shame.
Commenting about.
What
yeah.
a shame.
Well, it's a shame. It's a shame.
Yes.
What did you say?
I said some things and stuff. You can listen to our regular recap by Vi later.
Yeah. Vi's
wanna
such
hear
an
what I said.
MVP, by the way, Brad. I don't know if you know, but Vi literally.
Yes, no, I do. I often read read Vi's chat logs in order to understand what I've missed during shows.
Yes, I do too. Actually, thank you for keeping the loop, Vi. I very much appreciate it.
Right.
I don't always get to be on these streams, but I don't want to miss a beat.
Yeah, sometimes if a stream is like an hour long, you miss some stuff inevitably, right? Like that's just how it goes. Sorry, somebody in the chat was asking, where can I find this magical survey? If you go to our social media or if you go to our Discord, the link to the survey will be there. If you are subscribed to the Level 99 Games mailing list, you will also have received an email with that survey. So that's where it is. I don't want to link it in chat because I think YouTube will read it as like spam and like do some crazy stuff. So,
but I will link it again here in the
stage chat.
In the stage chat for everyone who'd like to get involved. So here in stage chat, here is your survey, your annual survey. This is the survey that's going to help us understand which games to do next year, especially which games to do expansions for, and which games to retire, and which games to remaster perhaps.
A large portion of my life hangs in your balance.
What?
So do the right thing.
Do the right thing?
That's all I can say.
What was the PSA?
You could make the next year my life a lot more pleasant or a lot harder, depending on what the results of the survey are.
Mm-hmm.
So take that as you will.
I see.
I mean, we already know that there's more Bullet coming along, so.
I wasn't even talking about Bullet. I'm actually not talking about Bullet. I was talking about everything else on that survey. There's some stuff I'm very excited for on that survey that would be a shame to see not happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Later. So Neil asks, when's the survey close? I'm planning to close it next week.
When
but no, not next week. Sorry, next. Yeah. Let me check my.
That would be after Evo, yes.
Yeah. The 8th is when I was going to close it and do my report. Yeah. So you got one more week, but like everybody who, just about everybody has probably already done it. Who's going to do it? We got 1,400 responses. So
wow.
Far. Yeah. I can give you some insights from the survey. Do you guys want to hear some insights from the survey?
Do that in the second part of the show, Brad. We have a docket to follow. So before we tantalize all of you with the amazing results of the survey, or maybe just some insights from it, let's talk about the big news right now, Brad. Evo.
Yes. Evo, the Evolution Fighting Championships in Las Vegas. It's the hottest thing. That's what everybody is paying attention to right now. Everybody in the board game world, everybody in the fighting game world, everybody in ESPN 6, I think. That's where they're going to be this Thursday is at Evo. This Friday at Evo, and we're going to be there too at the center of all the action. So Evo is August 4th, 5th, and 6th. 4th and 5th are the convention, and then 6th is the big finals show where they'll have the big final tournaments. So we're expecting a lot of cool news to land at Evo, and we are going to be guests of Arc System Works, with whom we have done BlazBlue Exceed and Under Night Exceed. And while we're there with Arc System Works, we are going to be announcing a brand new project and giving away a cool free demo of that project with Arc System Works. So if you are at Evo, come by the booth and see us. If you're not at Evo, you'll actually be able to order a copy of that free demo. All you have to pay for is shipping. You'll be able to order that starting on August 4th. So check that out, and make sure that you're ready to click at 10 a.m. on August 4th and get a free thing from the Level 99 store.
Oh, it'll be so exciting! I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm super hyped for it. It's gonna be so good. But
So-
yeah, it was a whole adventure to get these demo this demo product over here in time for Evo.
But we did it. You know, I think Josh played a pretty substantial role there. So
I was gonna say you weren't the one that went on this journey.
it was a
You might
group
have set
journey.
the course. It was the one that walked that.
Okay, I just funded the journey.
Sure.
Yeah. He made it possible. Brad is the eclectic adventurer man who smokes the pipe while wearing like that bathrobe. And then we are his team of adventurers taking the nautical sub to Atlantis, right? Like that's what it is. Except Brad's not evil and we're not crazy. This
I mean, that's a lot of that kind of destroys the entire metaphor, doesn't it?
Yeah, I
Once
guess.
you change all these factors.
It's like Dark Souls, except it's not a third-person action game. And
Yeah, there you go. It's like the Dark Souls of doing business.
it's like the Dark Souls of Indiana Jones Atlantis adventuring. So, Josh, like, you know, not to go into too much details, right? But like, how was production on this? I assume it was as a task and a half.
Time consuming.
Hey, but was
It is done. We do have hands. It's really more of a product. Like it's Brad says deck, but it's a full-on like thing. I can't say too much without spoiling thing, but it's
When
you know,
you
it's
hold
quite
this in your
substantial.
hands, yeah, when you hold it in your hands, you'll wonder why you didn't pay $20 for it,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
why you
it's
didn't.
effectively
Wonder why
$20
you didn't
product.
have to pay $20 for it.
Right.
Also to clarify, by we he means level 9 games. Marco and I will not be there. Brad will be there. If you're looking for our autographs, you'll have to.
Yeah, sorry,
wait for
company
another-
presence. I will be there.
Right. Brad will be there.
Right. Brad will be there. It'll be awesome.
Arxis will be there. Yeah.
Arxis will be there. One of the real level 99 games was the
Was the
Arxis.
we met along the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm quite excited to be heading out and to meet folks at Evo. And yeah, it's gonna be a good trip. I'm pretty excited. And I'm excited for the announcement, which will be Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So quite early actually in the morning. We'll go live. So you'll get to see what's coming soon from Level 99 Games. It's super hype. I'm real excited. And yeah, make sure you can click on our online store and get that free thing. that
Free
we're gonna
demo
release.
deck. Yeah, like hot news.
Yes.
If you're here, you now know where you need to be on that day and where your friends need to be on that day so that you can guarantee your spot at getting that free demo. Like, I want to make it very clear to everybody in this chat that the demo has no right being a demo. Like,
Well, you'll see it when you get it. You'll see it when you get it.
it's so good. Oh.
But I'm real excited to send it to you. It'll
August
be
4th.
Friday morning.
Yeah, August 4th. Not Thursday. It would be Friday, Brad.
Yep, Friday.
Demo.
Friday,
of what?
August 4th.
Well, you'll have
You'll-
to see.
You'll have to see. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
Secret.
So again, just for everybody who's missed it, we'll be giving away free copies of the demo at Evo at the Arxis booth. We'll also be demoing and playing some games of Exceed there, right? What else are we doing at the Arxis booth?
What else are we doing? Really, we will be actually. I mean, we'll mostly be giving away those demos.
Mm.
And What else? Hopefully, just like getting in touch with the FGC scene, right? I mean, there's nothing else going on that weekend, so that's the place to be.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like there's another major board game convention.
There isn't. There's no other. There's no other things happening. There's no other things happening during this weekend. So we're at the center of the action.
Yeah, truly. I have a question for you, Brad.
Yep.
Since you're the one that actually you too, Josh. Question for both of you. Which game are you excited to watch at EVO that isn't one of our games?
LT finals.
Yeah,
very excited to see how finals go. Well, compared to last year, it's like my favorite fighting game.
Sorry, which game's finals?
Melty Blood, Type Lumina.
Type Lumina.
Which is on Saturday. What Brad told you earlier, Melty's finals are on Saturday morning. So that's
I think only like the headliner games like Street Fighter 6 are going to be on.
If you think about it in the right way, Brad, that means Melty gets its own day, right? I think there is one other game that's the finals on Saturday. So
sure. Well, I'm really excited to watch Strive finals, and I know that ArcSys is planning an announcement too on. So I'm looking forward to what they announce at the show.
That's true.
You want to see some modern controls in top 8 Street Fighter, Brad?
No, I don't.
Why not?
What I really want to see Capcom announce Power Stone 3. That's what I want.
We're in magical Christmas land.
Yeah. Now we're in magical Christmas land.
Yeah, was this the video game pitch poll like fan?
No, actually, what I need is Psychic Force 2032.
Wow, Brad, that's even deeper of a cut. What are you doing?
Yeah, what's gonna happen is the Tato Wolf Resurrection. Psychic Force 2032. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for. I'll
not 3022.
I think the continuity. No, I think the continuity be destroyed. It's got to be like near future enough that you can like fly over skyscrapers with lightning swords. 32 would be too far. That would take you to like Vampire Hunter D era.
Wow, not that even deeper cuts. What the heck is happening?
What do you mean?
Fucking fighting games.
Yeah.
You guys think that these are modern references? You old men. Like
I know that. I know they're not.
Marco,
I know they're not. I just keep getting older and older as
everyone in this chat is Fight Evil, so come on.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, we're all children of the Dreamcast era.
No, I'm not.
Those who weren't, like, just feel its influence passively.
Just feel its influence passively.
It echoes through time.
It echoes through time.
Like Soul Calibur 3, which was no, Soul Calibur 2 that was on the Dreamcast. Yes, like Soul Calibur 2, which was also on Dreamcast.
Okay. Power Stone 3 would be amazing from Capcom, but it's never happening. At least we have the Indie Mighty Fight Federation. What's Indie Mighty Fight Federation? That sounds like a platform fighter where you get to play as Octodad or something.
Wow. That's like, now who's throwing shade?
No. What? Why is that throwing shade? I'm pretty sure there is a platform fighter where you can play as Octodad.
I see.
So that's not a joke. I'm just asking if that's the one. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. I mean, like, guys, I have to just say, I really appreciate both of you being here. I really appreciate that. We have this project that's upcoming. I'm excited for EVO. I'm excited for all of this stuff, but I think we should get to a little break before we get to the survey stuff. What do you think about that, folks?
Yeah.
Okay, Brad, while I get our mid-roll game ready, why don't you tell us who this stream is sponsored by?
So this stream, the Level Up live stream, is sponsored by our Discord level boosters, who have a little pink diamond next to their names. You can identify them on the stage by the little pink diamonds. I would call everybody out, but I think you all know who you are, and you can all see the pink diamonds. I guess those who are on Discord. Should I call everybody out? Should I say thanks by name, Marco? Is that a good idea?
Usually, unless they ask for it, no. But maybe we can call on one of them who's currently in the chat right now. Let's say that you, Quixotic, are awesome.
I'm grateful individually to each of our level boosters.
Correct.
I just don't like to call people out by name without telling them in advance. So
without their permission.
Thank you all so much for making this show possible, for sponsoring our Discord server, and I am really excited to be sending out the annual rewards for the Discord boosters soon. Everybody who's been a Discord booster for 1 year is about to get a special gift in the mail, handmade by me. I'm quite excited to be sending these out soon.
I'm so excited as well because we're not even gonna tell anybody here what it is. Only the boosters will know, and through their grace, may the rest of you know.
Yeah, when you get it in the mail, you can take a picture and share. If you feel like it, you can show everybody what the 1 year gift is.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoy it. We had a lot of fun coming up with it and putting it together.
Yeah. I feel like our boosters would be the kind of people who appreciates it. You know what I mean? They'll pog. Needless to say. But before we get to our next segment, I
want to ask. Twilight asked a question here. No, you don't need to do anything. If you're a Discord booster and you've been a booster for 12 months, you don't have to do anything special. We know who you are, and we've got your mailing address. So as long as your mailing address is up to date from your last order in our online store, we'll use that to send you something.
You know how scary that sounds, Brad? We know who you are, and we know where your address is.
It's not scary when you're talking to friends. I think it'd be weird if you didn't know who they were after 12 months.
That's fair.
Okay.
You know what? But as much as I'd like to go to the next segment, folks, you're all now trapped in my evil game. Haha! This was the spin. Brad wasn't the evil one. It was me all along. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my segment where we play a game, a twisted game called The Pitch. Since we're going to be talking about pitches in our second segment on the survey, I thought it would be nice for us to see whether or not we're able to parse and understand game pitches. So, I've gone onto the BGG Top 100 game list. I've gotten a few games here, and by just reading the small pitch summary out loud, I want Brad, Josh, and chat to all guess what the game is. Note that the game is part of the Board Game Geek Top 100, so it's not going to be some obscure game no one's ever heard of, okay?
Okay.
All right.
And is this between me and Josh, or between
yes,
me and
Josh
versus the chat?
So it's Josh and Brad are teammates. Chat is a team, okay? So it's like Family Feud, level 99 family versus level 99 chat, okay?
Right.
Let's go.
It's like Win Ben Stein's money. There's the home team and there's everybody else.
Right, except it's Win Marco's favor, which is infinitely worth less than Ben Stein's money. So
I don't know. Your favor can go a long way, but if I don't win, do I lose Marco's favor?
No, because this is like the Dark Souls of favors. We're losing it.
I can just go back and reclaim it. I can go back to the spot where I lost it and reclaim it later.
Yes, correct. Josh, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Build networks, grow industries, and navigate the world of the Industrial Revolution is our first game. Josh, Brad, feel free to discuss and give your answer.
Okay.
Chat, feel free to give your answer.
Can you do the pitch one more time slowly?
Build networks, grow industries, and navigate the world of the Industrial Revolution. Josh, Brad, don't look at chat. Don't cheat.
This feels a lot like Brass to me.
It's Brass, right? It has to be Brass.
It doesn't have to be
Brass.
Brass.
Birmingham, to be specific. Brass Colton Birmingham.
Brass Colon Birmingham. It's its full Christian name, okay?
I see. I guess it sounds like Brass, except for the build networks part. I guess you do a little bit of building networks.
So is that locking in your answer, folks?
I mean, if it's top 100, then yeah, I'd go with Brass.
Brass is a safe bet.
Yeah.
Okay. Chat, and sounds like chat got it right as well. It's Brass. Birmingham specifically. So Josh, you even got it right. So
Good go, Josh.
good job. Good one. Okay. How about this one, folks? Gather resources to develop a harmonious village of woodland critters and structures.
Oh, well, that's got to be Everdell, right?
Yeah, it's not rude.
Yeah, it's not Root. They're not harmonious in Root, so it's
They're not harmonious in root.
I would say Everdell. That sounds like base Everdell, like not an expansion or anything.
Yeah.
I don't.
All right.
But trick us like that. Bro, these are all base games. Right?
Everdell, final answer.
Yes,
Those
usually
Everdell.
they're base games.
Oh, they're all from the top 100, so you know that they're.
That doesn't mean they're all base games. I'm pretty sure there's a couple.
Yeah, there are
expansions
expansions in the top 100. I think.
Okay, I guess so. But if it was an expansion top 100, we'd probably know it.
Root flavor-wise is harmonious.
Harmony.
Could be, I suppose.
They're harmonious to their own factions.
All right, is it Everdell?
It is Everdell, correct. Wow, you guys are
Alright.
good at this. It's almost as if it's your
6-2.
job to know about board games.
Aye.
Players join forces using elemental powers to defend their home from invaders.
Okay. I'm gonna say Spirit Island.
Yeah, Spirit Island.
Spirit Island, because
It's very specific.
yeah, I'm pretty. I mean, there's a lot of games with that theme. I think it was Chronicles of Zidit came to mind first, but I think Spirit Island's the only one that's high enough to get on the top 100.
Spirit Island base game, not Horizons of Spirit Island, which is a separate standalone game.
Wow.
It's too new.
Okay, wow, you guys are really good at this. Maybe I shouldn't have given you the top 100 tip. Maybe I should have not said the top 100 tip. But okay, Spirit Island is indeed the answer. Good job, chat. Good job, Brad. Good job, Josh. Okay.
You can probably drop to the top 200, and we'll if you want to widen the field a little bit.
Cards Against Humanity is like top 700 or something.
Here.
There's some big ones down there.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, why don't you go to top 300, Marco?
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, we're changing the
He probably
game
already
on
has
the
this
fly.
planned.
We're changing
Yeah,
the game on
100
the
is a
fly.
good
That's a
net.
challenge.
Okay, while I look for more, here's the next one for you. Vanquish monsters with strategic card play. Card play. Fulfill your quest to leave your legacy.
Okay, say it one more time.
Vanquish monsters with strategic card play. Fulfill your quest to leave your legacy.
Gloomhaven.
No, I mean, the Gloomhaven would.
Gloomhaven would what? Have a less generic tag? It's like,
Yes. Yes.
what other top one game would have a line that generic?
I know, but that describes like 500 games.
Name 3
and-
other games that you think top 100 that describes.
Okay, that could describe one of the later Ascension games. It could describe Lost Legacy. It could describe the Slay the Spire board game. It could describe Frosthaven.
Could be Frosthaven, but I feel like Frost would say a cold word in there somewhere.
You'd
Like they'd
think.
say the same time, but they'd put like freeze somewhere in there.
Okay, fine. I respect all your reasoning. And
You
I
can
don't
split
have
the vote.
any-
Yes, it's not Jaws of the No,
I
it's
don't-
not Jaws of the Lion to be specific. Base.
I don't have any.
base
I don't have
Gloomhaven
any
is
challenge
what
to that.
it
I
is.
think you're right. I don't think there's anything else in top 100 that that merits that. So wait, hold on. League was it?
We can divide teams, Brad. You can just be on your own team.
No, I'm gonna go in with you. I'm gonna follow you into Gloomhaven.
Okay.
All right.
But not into the Jaws of the Lion.
Not into the Jaws of the Lion.
All right, what is it?
Okay, it is Gloomhaven.
Oh my gosh, it's so generic.
Man, don't
it.
say that.
There's so many things you could say about Gloomhaven, but like fight monsters with cards. Okay, I guess so. Sure.
I mean, you do that. They're not lying. You do these things.
They're not lying.
If the BattleCon was like,
Fight.
Fight fight other players with cards. Like there's so many things
master your own strategy. Become victorious.
Yeah, like we can talk about UAs or the connecting mechanic or
that's
like
confusing.
all the fighters.
No, I just want to know that you fight,
dude,
with cards.
So good.
Fighting is a subgenre in BGG. You can just tag your game fighting.
It's so funny because so I went to college for video game development. I don't know if anybody in chat knows this, but my old video game professor once said that video game genres are fake because they don't describe anything, and the Japanese have just decided to go crazy with it. Like he was like, what does tactical espionage action even mean? Right? Like, how does that describe anything? And this sounds a lot like that.
Yeah. What is fighting even?
What is fighting even? Okay, here's one. I've gone past top 100 now. Okay?
Yeah.
And of course, I'm omitting certain, if the game's actual title is in the thing, I omit it, right? Like,
right,
Spirit Islands was like, spirits gather around an island. I'm like, okay, well, we're not gonna do that.
Right.
Okay, here's one, right? And note, I'm removing dead giveaways from all of these, not just this next upcoming one. I've removed the dead giveaways. Cast spells and summon fantasy monsters in this card game.
Oh,
Is it Magic the Gathering?
Well, you guys.
No, that's not top
answer
200.
first.
That's not top 200. Cast spells and summon fantasy creatures. I mean, it sounds like Mage Wars.
it does sound like Magic's top 200.
Is Magic top 200?
Of course it is. It's Magic.
No, but it's not because it's Magic. That's of course, Monopoly is in the top 100 because it's one of the most popular games ever made. No.
Okay, do we have to do this again? What other game do you summon monsters and use fantasy spells in?
Like every game.
In the top 200. In the top
every
200.
Game.
Name one. That's not Magic. Yu-Gi. That's not top 200. Are you kidding? It's not Magic.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you what rank Yu-Gi-Oh is. If I'm cheating, apologies, Marco, but I'm betting that you was not top 200.
It is not.
Okay. I'm just like.
Yu-Gi-Oh is 5,071.
Okay. What about Battle for Hogwarts?
Why would you fight monsters in Battle for? You would fight like Death Eaters and like other wizards and stuff,
I'm
right?
saying you're gonna cast spells. You're gonna summon fantasy monsters. All right. We know those are two things that'll happen in that game.
You're not gonna say like Mage
every
Wars
other game.
or like.
I did. I already said Mage Wars.
You said Mage Wars? Okay.
I think Mage Wars is a better shot than. I think Mage Wars is a better shot than Magic. But
Okay, well we're officially on other teams then.
I don't think Mage Wars is top 200 either.
Come on.
No,
come
I
on.
absolutely don't think Mage Wars is top 200. No, it's too specific. It's too like board gamey, right?
Yeah.
I guess so is Gloomhaven, but what do I know?
Yeah.
So, well, come on, level 99 family, lock in your answer.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Whose side are you on, Brad? Richard Garfield's side or your own?
What does that even?
Do you want to side
mean?
with the greats?
Oh gosh. Okay, read me the description one more time.
Okay, I will read you the script. Cast spells and summon fantasy monsters in this card game.
Fantasy monsters. What other would specify It's fantasy, right? A 95 card game.
Dwellings of Eldervale.
Dwellings of.
All right.
Okay.
Marco, what is it?
Well, no, you need to lock in your answers.
I'm locking in Dwellings of Eldervale.
Yeah, we're in different teams now. Magic and it's of Elderville.
Okay,
which one?
It is rank 160 on Board Game Geek, Magic the Gathering.
I did not think Magic the Gathering would get that high.
Who's the real board game?
Who's the real Board Game Geek now?
You know, sometimes you have to hate you, Josh.
Wow. Is that the segue into the next segment?
Wait, last one.
Okay, one more.
One last, everyone. One for the
keep
road.
my hot streak going.
Yeah. The game is afoot as you and your irregular friends search this place in London for clues.
When you say this place, is that the actual... That's
No.
the title that you've omitted?
Yes, that I've omitted a dead giveaway.
Okay. Well, then it's... that's so obvious that it's going to be, the place. I don't want to say it, because I'll give the answer to Josh.
No, okay.
Yeah, we can rejoin. We can be on the same team.
No, it's not always the title that I'm omitting, right? Like for Magic, I omitted the original collectible card game. If I said that, then everybody knows it's Magic, right?
Sure. Okay, so that describes like Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective and
Right.
221B Baker Street. But since you omitted the actual name of the place, 221B Baker Street, it makes me think that it's that one that we're talking about and not Consulting Detective.
I would agree with that logic.
Oh man, but maybe it's all a joke, and maybe
It might be Noir or something, and we just forgot a tagline.
No, I don't think so.
Remember, this
I
is
don't think-
also
I don't
in
think
top
Noir is-
200.
I don't
This-
think Noir is top
Do
200.
you think that Baker Street is top 2? No, because Consulting Detective surely is.
Well, 221B is the classic, so it's a Grail game for a lot of people. But Consulting Detective is the more modern.
Right, but your description logic makes sense, right? Baker Street
Right.
does make sense.
I
Well,
remember.
why don't you do Baker Street and I'll do Consulting Detective.
You guys are
and
splitting.
Okay, sure. Sure,
And then,
yeah, let's
then we're
fine.
guaranteed to win. Yeah,
Fine.
teamwork.
Fine. Teamwork.
That's not how
Alright.
this works. My game. No, I feel like.
Too late, Marco. All right, locked
Yeah.
in. Final answer.
All right, it's Consulting Detective. How dare you?
Okay.
How dare
right.
you?
Brad shoves me under the bus to ruin
This-
my
Well,
win
you
streak.
shoved me onto the bus last time.
You
by
didn't want to
being
join
Magic.
with the winning team. I agreed that it could have been either.
It shouldn't have been Magic.
Shouldn't
I'm
have been
blaming
Magic.
both of you. Magic shouldn't be in the top 200. That's your fault, Josh. And Marco, you shouldn't have picked it. That's your fault, Marco.
Yes, my years of being a professional Magic player, or like 10 years ago, surely has led to this.
Yeah, that's how it works. All right, everybody, that's the pitch. And speaking of pitches, let's move on to that survey. So, to give everybody some context, we do this survey every year. Brad, why?
So that we can see which games basically so we can come up with our strategy to sell, promote, and produce new games, or sell and promote our existing games and to produce new games. So, for example, the first section of the survey is, what do you think of our different games? And the answers range from I own it and love it, own it and like it, own it, don't like it, previously owned it, aware of it, down to I'm aware of it but I don't want to own it, and I've never heard of this game. And so when we look at that, like how the grid spreads for each of our different games, we kind of get an idea of what games we make that are resonating with our fans, and what games people want an expansion for, and what games people maybe don't know about. So like where can we put some of our advertising and promotion to lift things. So to give you an example, the game where the most people said I've never heard of this game was actually Argent.
Interesting.
Yeah, like 40% of people who filled out this survey said I've never heard of Argent, which was pretty surprising to me, right? But because I think of it as a classic, but it's the one that most people hadn't heard of. The game that the most people have heard of was Dead by Daylight. So everybody has an opinion on Dead by Daylight.
That's
and
fair.
yeah, and it's anyway. So it's been really interesting to look.
I have a question, Brad.
Yeah.
Which one is the most I own it and love it?
So the most I own it and love it is Bullet at 29%.
Wow.
So 29% of people who filled out the survey said I own it and I love it. And there's some weird results. Like, for example, the largest of I am aware of it, but I don't want to own it is Dead by Daylight. So 48% of fans said they know about Dead by Daylight, but they did not want to get a copy.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like the most I don't know what I want to say. It was like Drake meme, you know, like no thanks. Yeah. Yeah, because like it's also it's the most people said like I know what Dead by Daylight is, I'm not interested. And then if you scroll down to like which of our games deserves an expansion, it's also the largest of our games. Which game do you want an expansion for? So
that's wild.
30%. Yeah, like more people. It's crazy too because like the number of people who like say I own it and love it is only like it's like 22%, and the number of people who said needs an expansion is 30%. So
it's incongruous sometimes. Josh, how do you feel that Bullet is number one? I own it and love it.
I feel like I'm so many projects ahead of thinking about Bullet that I don't time to think about Bullet. But
well, think about it now, Josh. I'm holding you by the shoulders.
Josh is too busy making Bullet expansions to think about how Bullet...
I try to be humble, this kind of thing, right? I don't say things like, I told you so, Brad. I don't to get high and mighty about this. I'm just glad you all like the game. Never fear, we have Bullet for years, I guess is what I would say. Yeah, thank you for playing, and thank you for liking it. Hopefully you'll like all the other Bullet and non-Bullet things we have coming up in the possible near future.
Bullet was the second most requested expansion game.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, it was the expansion. What was the first most requested expansion game?
Dead by Daylight.
Oh, Dead by Daylight, yeah.
Dead by Daylight? Oh, sure.
Well, don't worry, folks. We got Bullet expansions coming up the wazoo.
Yeah.
I don't know about... Yeah, we've got a lot of irons in the fire. Some of them might pan out, some of them might not pan out.
Yeah. And then one thing we look for, too, is the number of people who said, like, I'm aware of it and I want to own it, but I don't yet. And the game that had the highest percentage of that was Imperial, actually, which makes sense because it's our largest game.
Right. Yeah, because the base box is huge, right?
Yeah. So a bunch of people said, I know Imperial and I want it, but I don't have it yet. So, yeah. And it's also pretty up there with people who have never heard of it before, too. Like Argent and Imperial were like the least known of our games. Which kind of surprises me.
Right, because isn't that like aren't they the most generic board game friendly games we have, right?
They're the most Euro style board games that we have, but they have been out of print for quite a while. Thankfully, they're both back in stock now.
Yeah. So so now that you've heard about it,
yeah, now that you heard about it,
maybe time to get it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So, do you have any other insights, Brad? From the survey?
On our games, those are the major insights, right? Like, Bullet and Dead by Daylight are far and away the most popular for most favorited for an expansion, and that Argent and Imperial are the games that we need to do some more marketing work on.
Yeah, that's good insight. So let's move on from that to I don't want to discuss like demographic stuff because it might get too personal. So
no, I don't want to discuss that either. What I want to discuss is the lightning pitches.
Yes. let's move on to the pitches. This is why Josh and me are kind of here, because some of these pitches are ours, and some of these pitches are Brad's, and some of them are from other members of staff. So, you want to give some insights about the pitches?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you a little bit. I guess, because you mentioned the demographic information, I will kind of tell you how that works. Is what we'll do is we'll say, well, it looks like a lot of people haven't heard about Imperial. Well, what kind of people haven't heard about Imperial? And then we'll cross-reference everybody who answered this question this way with the demographics, and we'll see where, or like we see a large number of people who say, I do want to go own, I'd like to learn about and own Imperial. And we say, well, what kind of people are saying, hey, I'd like to, learn about and own Imperial? And then we can, build our marketing around reaching those kind of people. Also with the pitches, we like to know, a lot of people said, hey, I don't like this family-friendly game is not really exciting to me, but what are the people with kids saying? Right? That's the audience we care about. Right. So it lets us fine-tune, right? When I look at these big, these big percents, we're looking at the whole pie. And right. The demographics let us break it down and kind of talk to individual slices of that pie.
Right, because it's interesting, right? Because, people might think that out of the 10,000 people that answered the survey, if 9,000 answered, we want this pitch, whatever, that's what we would do immediately. But if that's not aligned with our strategy, right? Like if we want to access a market that isn't our core audience, for example, then maybe doing the thing that our core audience totally wants isn't ideal for the goal of wanting to access.
I love it. It's so corporate. Like, if we want to access a market that's not our core.
Sorry,
audience.
I don't know how else to say it.
We've come so far, Mark.
We've come so far, right? Like we sound like official business boys. Okay, let's get into some of the. let's get into. That's what my title should be. Official business boy.
Official business boy. Wow. Yeah, I'll see about getting you some business cards for that.
Oh my gosh! Don't do it. All right, let's talk about some pitches, Brad, please.
Yeah, sure. So I can tell you which. So we put so in the pitch section we'd show a pitch and we'd give you 4 options. Option 1 is hard pass. Option 2 is likely pass. Option 3 is conditional buy, and option 4 is auto buy. And so we kind of the way that we're going to evaluate these is we're going to weigh how many people would probably buy the game if we made it by weighting, say, the 1s at 0 and the 2s at 0.1 and the 3s at 0.4 and then the 4s at a 1. And we'd add all that together and we'd say, okay, well, we know that we have, likely to sell this many units out of the gate when we, multiplied by the size of our audience.
Makes
relative
sense.
To who filled in the survey, right? So anyway, so that's kind of how we can use these results and why we have the four categories here. And we specifically left out 3, rather than going 1 to 5, we specifically left out a middle number so that people wouldn't be able to
fence it.
Yeah, wouldn't be able, I mean, you can always skip the question, but if you're riding the line, if you're right in the middle, then you're not giving us any information, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to know if you're leaning towards or leaning against. So, anyway, but yeah, without further ado, which pitches are scoring the best?
Do we want to go through all the pitches, or are there too many?
Okay, sure. I'll go through all of them.
Yeah, let's. That way, Josh and I can give input.
People, if we talk about, because when you made this poll, you said I don't give titles and be specific and show concept arts and stuff. So that'll bias people too much.
Right, that's true. But I think everybody who's listening to this must have filled out.
Yeah, they've already filled out the survey.
Right?
So
right?
You can edit your survey, right?
Okay, if you haven't filled out the survey yet, I need you to mute your headphones right now.
Yes.
Okay. I do want to talk about these projects, but I just don't want to.
I think that the number of people who would listen to this and can change their things, there's 30 something people here. The data is in the tens of thousands. I think we're fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, let's go through these. Side-scrolling beat 'em up card game with deck building mechanics and a variety of stages to battle through. set in a classic video game IP. This is one of the strongest pitches
So,
that we've
wait,
seen. It's also the first one.
As the host of the show, I also want us to kind of like, rate the pitches. Not like from Instapat. Like, I guess maybe we could rate it ourselves, right? What if we take the survey ourselves? And that's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
But the problem for me is that I like all these games.
You'd rate all of
That's
them
why
4?
I'm considering
That's
them.
fine, Brad! You can still answer 4, and that's fine.
Okay.
I'd rate this a 4, though. I would love this. How about you, Josh?
This game? Can you say the pitch again?
A side-scrolling beat-em-up game featuring deck-building mechanics and a variety of stages to battle through as you grow stronger, set in a classic video game IP.
So, with what information I know, I would probably rate this like 2. So the IPs that we could potentially get for this game are very exciting, right? I know what they are. They're cool, whatever, right? Game, not so much. The design is not as far along as you might think. And the past version, seen while they are clean, they're certainly not elegant, if we're going to word.
Sure, we would make it good. We did not
Obviously.
release it until it was
But
good.
there are other pitches of this document that are gooder or done or more
Josh,
elegant.
Josh, you're not getting the assignment. If you read the pitch, ignore everything about like production
I
and
can't
stuff.
ignore what I know.
No, Josh, no. No,
Alright,
Bog
I
or
think,
don't.
I think Josh is too close to the source
Too
material.
close. Okay, that's
And
fine.
I am too, for the reasons that
Okay, let's just skip.
I think we just need to talk about
We can talk about the pitches. But
fan
yeah, I don't think.
response.
Okay, fine. Let's
see
talk
what
about the
fans-
fan
yeah.
response for each pitch then, instead of our own. We're all too
Okay.
close.
We're all too close. So this was one of the best received pitches,
Don't
and
mind
so
me.
yeah, I mean the game is the game that we have a prototype of is not great yet, as I like to say. It is not good yet, but it would be good when we finish it. So I think that's well within our ability. Let's see. A bingo-like game about refurbishing and flipping houses on the fast-paced real estate market. Appropriate for kids and adults, gamers and non-gamers.
What do people think about this one, Brad?
So the response to this was extremely negative, surprisingly negative. Like this game was mostly passes, mostly ones, which surprises me, because I kind of want to do more chill, like cozy games, and I also really love For Sale and Acquire and those kind of games, that are about getting stuff. So I was kind of surprised that fans did not share my vision for this game.
I'm really into this kind of genre, mostly because I hate cozy video games. So my bias is like, well, I'm sure Brad and us could do better. You know what I mean? like, because a lot of cozy games are first-person games, and I can't play them. Like, I can't play Power Wash Simulator or House Flipper because they're all first-person games, and my motion sickness would kill me, right? So if we made a board game version of it, that would literally not be a problem for me, and maybe I could experience this genre myself. How about you, Josh? What do you feel about this?
This game specifically?
No, I mean, like,
This
just
pitch, the idea.
Don't rate it. Just be like, just talk about
Right.
it, right?
So this is another one of those like clean designs. I played the game. It's cute. I do think that I'm not surprised by the results. The theme is extremely specific,
That's
right?
fair.
It's a type of theme that not a lot of people would enjoy or even understand.
Some people think magical space heroines fighting bullets is extremely specific.
Yeah, and some people don't think games
30%
that where you
love
suck
it.
fantasy monsters are in the top 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's move on to the next pitch.
All right.
I love being back on the stream. It's great, everybody.
It's amazing. I love
Invite me
you
back
being
more
here, Josh.
often.
an economic game where you operate a board game publishing company and must contend with the challenges of managing finances, hiring team members, manufacturing, delivery, and marketing in order to sustain your business and generate wealth.
Okay, what did people think about this one?
I don't even know what this game is.
So this game actually was like mostly in the conditional buy category. Like it was about 35% said maybe yes, and about 30% said maybe no. And then, you know, it kind of skews like 20 and a 10 for the definitely not and maybe and definitely yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got about 45% in the leaning yes side of the grid. So more no's than yeses, but still like enough yeses to make it viable, right?
Yeah, makes sense. This one I think hits too close to home for me, where it's like, this is my job simulator, and that kind of scares me. How about you, Josh?
I actually don't. I recognize what this game is. Can you say titles, or do I actually not know what this game is?
You actually don't. You actually haven't played this game.
Of course.
I wrote it up in my notebooks, and I wanted to make it for quite a long time, but it is a more, what do I say?
It's one of your secret designs that you don't show me till it's done, where I can't.
Well, it's a really heavy euro, and so I didn't want to like go out and make all the parts for it.
I think that the theme would have to be
other things working on.
Theme would have to be pretty quirky, right? Like Milan. I think it's kind of the same issue with.
I was going for kind of like
game.
the networks, you know, that sort of vibe.
I think that if Level 9 did like a heavy game, I would want it to be like too much, like Millennium Blades times 3. Like you have like 10 colors of cubes, and boy are you pushing them. But there's also a social and also this other thing going on, and it somehow works. I want like the end all be of cube pushing monotony, right?
Dude.
Like Marco said, like if I don't feel like I'm doing my job in board form, like you haven't accomplished it, right?
Dude,
okay.
We should totally just make a biology board game where you have to micromanage every living cell in an organism and make sure that their ATP, you know, like it gets enough energy cubes into each cell so that each cell can produce enough protein cubes to fund your muscles.
Sounds terrible.
But it's still chill, right? Like the motion moving these cubes is relaxing.
That's a 1.
That's a 1? Alright, next! Bitch!
Okay. A role-playing game set in a magical university where you attend classes, manage your schedules, go on adventures during the weekends.
4!
I wonder what that is.
4 froths at the mouth, 4!
Fucking 5. Can I get a 5?
So the fans are about 53% excited about this game.
Sure, I mean
53% of fans, so it's definitely leaning yes. It's positive. Let me just bring it up for reference. 77% of fans want the beat 'em up game.
The beat 'em up game sounds really exciting to me too.
Yeah, 53% of fans want the like college adventures.
Yeah.
They are very different types of projects. So I can understand the 50%. I would say that that's a strong 55%. I think that's 55% that we shouldn't overlook in like 2 weeks.
This is the 55% that I want. That I want to.
This is the 55% that we've already publicly announced and done like half the work. So. Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right. A competitive board game based on a shonen sports anime where you build a team of quirky, memorable characters and have to take on rival teams to win. Build your characters' backstories to establish their drive and techniques. Resolve their personal drama to channel their energy and win.
Oh man, this is what
this is Marco's dream game.
It's my dream game. I've talked about this on chat many times. So if you've been a long time Discord member, I've been wanting to make a shonen sports game. Well, you know. So Brad, what did people rate this one?
All right, 54% of our audience would like to consider buying your shonen sports game.
Thank you.
So leaning yes.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, Brad, we're coming up on an hour here. How many more pitches are there left? Because if
there's a few. If
there's a few dozen.
I do not have. I don't have a hard stop today, like I normally do. I don't
Oh,
have
okay.
To go and pick up Catherine
You don't
today,
have a
so-
hard stop? Because if you don't have a hard stop, I'm willing to keep going. I'm a machine.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. Is everyone in chat having a good time? Are we?
Right.
Are you enjoying going through this with us?
Right. If you are, it's all Gucci gang. Josh,
I'm
hopefully
also
you
fine with
too.
Continuing. Sure.
Yeah. Pog!
I know how many pitches are left. This won't take more than like 30 minutes, probably.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Well-
Is it powered by the apocalypse? You can watch the YouTube video on our YouTube. We talk about it there. Josh
It's a unique system that we designed.
Yes.
To TLT.
And I'm just gonna tell you right now, there's over 60 classes. Wink. All right, Brad, let's keep going.
Wait, do you want to talk
60
about
classes in this
game?
college?
You want
What?
to talk about your Shonen Sports game, Marco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about what I think about Shonen Sports game.
Sure, you can go first.
I think it's another specific theme. It's the problem with Shonen Sports game. It's double specific, right?
It's shonen
It's
and
a
sports.
sports game. No, we're not even talking about the shonen. It's a sports game, which is a hang up for some people. And then depending on the sport, if it even has, it's not just generic sports ball, fake anime sport. That's a second, right? I love the concept of sports, but like maybe I wouldn't care if it's like volleyball, right?
Oh.
Like I've watched
Tell
Team
that to the Haikyuu
11, but I
fans.
haven't watched like Prince of Tennis.
Tell that to the
Slam dunk.
Haikyuu fans, man.
That's
Right.
a good point. That's a good point. Like what the game that it is matters.
Yeah,
that's something
that
we
is
need
true.
to think about.
Right. I definitely think if we do this, we should lampshade the game and effectively just make it sports ball, right?
Yeah.
We just say the name of a game that's fake and we never actually talk how it's played. It's just kind of like Mullet Blades where you experience kind of, this is like players and managers
Right.
and there's a ball. What do you do with it? Shut up.
I mean, because
right?
that's kind of the point,
you
right?
get points with it.
To be fair, Josh, to be fair, right? Like, the entire concept of shonen anime sports game, and the reason why it's called that instead of anime volleyball or anime basketball
Right,
is
it doesn't
because
name a game.
the sport is immaterial to the entire experience.
Good. Then we've lost a hang up, potentially.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
like the entire point of this isn't, like, oh, you need to move your basketball mini to this in order to score a three-pointer. No, what matters is Senpai is about to retire because he's in third year and he's about to get an injury, so we all need to make the Summer Cup in order to make sure that we still get to play with him before he goes to college and leaves for America where we never see him ever again. You know what I mean?
Right. It's actually about the drama and the friendships. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
dude. Like that's why the backstory part is important, because it's like the most important part of this game isn't whether or not you go into the appropriate spot on the field to kick the ball to goal. No, it's whether or not you see your girlfriend in the stands and she's cheering you on and she says your first name for the first time ever in your entire relationship, and that gives you superpowers for that 1 minute of game left. You know what I mean? Like that's the point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then you play a God Hand card that just says, like, game, like 20 points. Right?
Yeah, like you
Well,
win the game. Why? Because of friendship. Like that's kind of.
It's like Dead of Winter's like cross system taken to an extreme. Right? If X, Y, and Z ridiculous things are true, you get to do this. You get to play this cool card, right?
Yeah,
In case
and
what's
sometimes maybe like two players go to a training session, they come back, now they're dating, right? Or like who knows? Like
Yeah. Social links or whatever.
social
It's all,
links.
yeah. It's all just high school romance wrapped up in the context of a sports game.
Well, not
All
romance,
right,
but
well,
drama.
let's we do have a lot.
Yeah,
We do have
let's
a
keep
lot.
going. Let's keep going.
All right, an expert level resource trading game set in a fantasy world where you set prices and trade for various currencies and commodities in order to achieve the highest score. So this pitch earned a 50.6 from fans. 50.6%.
Our current score.
Yes. Yeah, current score. You could go and change your answers and push the game to the top.
I just meant like new people could come in.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's 2 people have come in since we started talking about it. Show you how fast the data is.
Oh wow, live updates here.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the pitch, Brad?
All right, an expert-level resource trading game set in a fantasy world where you set prices and trade for various currencies and commodities in order to achieve the highest score.
That's pretty interesting. Is it weird to say that my first resource commodity game was Millennium Blades? So now everything has to live up to it?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not. I think a lot of people miss that, but Millennium Blades is a like a resource management and like commodity trading sim that happens to have a battle game inside of it. But really, like it's I love building market games, and I want to do another one. So
yeah, that's fair.
There you have it.
All right, let Josh. Do you have anything to say before we move on?
I like the word fantasy. I don't like a lot of the other words in the pitch.
Fair.
I think this is enough pitches that I'm all for cube pushing and resource gap, but it kind of depends on the context for me, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll roll cheese wheels down like a Mount Beans for points, but I'm not gonna get into the inner workings of the Willati magistrate votes to influence the new members of Division 13 or something, right? Like that's not.
Wait, that was a game you actually pitched to me.
No, that's a different game.
Let's move on. Next pitch.
Okay. All right. All right. A cooperative puzzle game where you and your teammates build different divisions of a sprawling factory in order to create complex goods and terraform an alien desert into a livable habitat.
Factorio, the board game.
I mean, it's different. It's different, but there's inspiration is there. Anyway, Josh, 60% of fans think this is a great idea.
Doing a Factorio board is a good idea.
Yes.
I mean, I don't.
Okay.
I don't doubt that.
I bet you're thrilled, Mister. I literally have thousands of hours in Factorio. Oh,
I've only got 800 hours.
Only.
Only.
Compared to your League of Legends hours, Marco, that's pretty slim.
Okay, but to be fair, I had a sickness. Okay, that was an actual mental health problem. So leave me out of it.
Oh, this is my relaxed space. This is my Zen garden.
Yeah, it was.
This is the kind of game that could be cool, or it could be like a nightmare.
I think it would be really cool if done right. So.
Yeah. I want it this is the thing is that these kind of terraform engine building games are always competitive, right? Like terraforming Mars and Earth and Ark Nova, it's all competitive. I kind of want to do a game like that, but co-op.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool.
I think the thing is that's why I said it's like Factorio, right? Because in Factorio you play with other people on your server, right? Like you play with other people cooperatively, right?
You can.
I mean, yeah, you can, but that's the point, right? Like Minecraft alone is different from Minecraft with friends, right? So I think this is you trying to tap into that part, right? Where we're all.
Can we just get Minecraft?
No,
surely that license is dropped by now.
Ravensburger has it.
You should talk to them.
And Lego. Lego has it too.
So. Lego has it too? Oh, do they think that Legos and board games are in the same space?
No, I'm just saying that if you're licensing with Ravensburger and Lego, you're probably too expensive for me.
Okay. Fair. All right, let's move on.
Okay. All right, a competitive narrative game for 3 players where one acts as the inspector, another is a criminal, and the third acts as a game master. So this is Power Play meets Noir.
Noir. That's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, about 40% of fans thought this was a good idea. I don't have too much more to say about it.
Neither do I.
Yeah. Okay. A simple Euro-style card game about picking up and delivering goods with trains. Appropriate for kids and adults, gamers and non-gamers. It can be taught in 5 minutes and plays in about 15 minutes.
I really want this one. I like it. I like the idea.
Well, Marco, you are all alone because only 33% of fans think this is a good idea.
Sure, that's fair.
I don't know. I think when you say I don't know if it's the trains or if it's the kids and adults, but something about this pitch did not resonate with people.
maybe it's the non-gamers part. Quixotic is saying.
Maybe.
Like, to me, it's the 15 minutes, right? Like I like these resource trainee games to be quick and fast because it would make it a really like nice game to play with my mom, right? For example.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed Oh My Goods, and that was like a light resource trading game.
Yeah.
In like a pit and stuff. Those are good.
How about you, Josh?
I'm always just worried that these pitchers are going through too, right? I hope. So, we read it quite a few times before we put them in the poll. So, hopefully, like it's not getting snagged on a word; they're just getting snagged on the concept. Sorry, what was the pitch again?
This was.
I heard talk of pitch wording, and I got.
Oh, this is for Transit.
Oh, Transit. Names. Shh. Names.
It's a working
code names.
title. The game is not going to be called
I
Transit.
don't even know what Transit is. It's been months since I played that game.
Okay. All right.
So trains are fine, I guess.
All right. Here's a game that you might remember.
Oh, really?
A 1 versus many dark fantasy boss battler with miniatures. Pick a mission, get out your crew, and fight against a single huge boss with multiple phases, upgrading your equipment and tactics as you go along. What game could that be? 62% of fans want it.
Actually,
and a fairly high percentage, 26%, were in the auto buy group.
What is the way you're talking? I shouldn't like this pitch. I don't think it's a pitch I like. The way you were saying that.
Oh, okay.
I'm struggling to remember the game though.
It involves 7 of something, I think.
Oh, that's on there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Fine.
Yeah, no, this is actually this pitch is actually Champions of Indians set in the 7th Cross universe.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's what it is. Don't we have a name for that world yet? We need a name for that world.
It's the Cruciverse.
The Cruciverse?
No, it's not. You have a name. You named it. It's on our
No, it's the world is called Ivantis.
Yeah, I mean the world has a name, but the universe
setting doesn't, right?
Yeah, Cruciverse.
Like Cycle 617 is a thing, right? But like the Millennium Verse isn't called the Millennium Verse. They just call it Earth.
Yeah, right. But it is called the Millennium Verse.
Yes, but it is called the Millennium Verse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. A pack of stickers featuring characters, logos, and other motifs from Level 99 Games Original Worlds.
That's not even a game, or is it?
It's not. It's just a pitch.
Is this trying to look at that sticker anime? Mark, what's that sticker anime?
Sticker anime?
There's an anime or a manga.
Are you talking about Mario Sticker Star?
No, it was where they put stickers on their stuff and it gave them shonen powers.
That sounds amazing. I need to watch it.
Can't think of the name.
If anybody knows, please tell me.
Stickers are an easy product to make. Yes.
So this is the thing, yeah. Like the merch options were very strongly skewed negative, right? A lot of people said no, I'd never buy that, but only a handful of people need to buy it in order to make it like viable, right? So we actually had like 22% of people said they would buy it or would consider buying it, which is a good amount. Like it's not like a game where we'd spend like 2 years on it. We'd really expect a lot of people to get on board, but for a merchandise item, it doesn't take a lot of critical mass to make it happen because these products are a bit easier to make. So anyway. Stickers.
Stickers stuff.
All right. So, a tactical shooter board game with detailed miniatures where you must coordinate a fire team with different abilities and skills, set in a dystopian future spy tech world. A competitive game for 2 to 4 players. So, this is basically the game that I didn't get the Valorant license for. Sad.
I love how you just admitted it.
Yeah. 55% of people think that this game is cool. 55.7% of people think this is a cool idea. I think it's a cool idea.
I think it's a cool idea.
What do you guys think?
I think you're upselling the setting too much, and that description is a little misleading.
Maybe so.
Absolutely so. I like the theme. The game. We'll see where it goes.
Yep. No.
Sounds cool.
Right.
Consumer Josh, if I didn't know what this game is, I'd probably be pretty excited for it.
It's not XCOM. It's more like CS:GO or Valorant.
Yeah. It's the because there is an XCOM board game, but we're focusing more on like I guess Counter-Strike is the idea. So
Right.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. A tile placement city building game featuring cute animal mascots and extreme variable player powers, appropriate for kids and adults.
Okay. Let me assume that based on how things have been trending, if you say kids and adults are appropriate for all ages, this probably has a big 1 on it.
It's more like 49%, 48.6. You know, it's
Not too bad.
yeah, it didn't do as badly as the train. I think it was the combination of trains and like casual that was turning off people. This one is definitely less casual, but it's still the kids and adults side. Mm-hmm. So about 50 people were into that. I think if I had posted like, you know, some actual cute animal mascot characters, it probably would have gotten a bit higher. But you know, no images, right? We want to keep it all baseline for everybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. A solo co-op flip and write game where you explore a haunted castle, fight monsters, and upgrade your gear in a dark fantasy world.
What's this one?
Oh, they are 2 different pitches. Okay, I had forgotten.
What pitch
I thought
is this?
the pitch you made earlier was for this game, but no, actually, it's not.
No, it's for
I
the
told you
other
that.
game. It's for the other game.
It is for the other game. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, flipping rights. Yes, thumbs up. All the
Yeah,
way.
Josh loves
Flip, yeah.
flipping rights.
Survey says.
Survey says not many people play flip and rights.
What
Sorry,
about
Josh.
the market's too saturated. We're too late to the party.
Yeah, sure.
No, know this, chat. If we ever get X and right, we would invade the genre as we tend to.
Well, 52% of people want to play this game. So there
not
you
too
have
bad.
it. Yeah,
Not too bad.
that's not too bad.
Okay.
Um,
Flip and right game where we're cultists, and it's called Right and Right.
I think you probably just do flip and right with the RITE.
For the chat's sake, flip and right, say roll and right, but instead of roll dice, you flip a card, and the card tells you what to flip.
Right.
So
Okay.
welcome to is a flip and right. It's probably the most popular one. Let's make a bus route. Say flip and right.
There's that one, Cartographers, was it? Like where you there's
Cartographer says a flip and right. Yes.
Okay, got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mark, I got an idea for your flip and right game, so I'm gonna just write that down.
Okay.
Let's make a bus route the dice game as well.
Where's Brad writing it down? I'm scared.
Oh, I just wrote it down in my notebook.
Oh, okay.
I'll have a prototype for you tomorrow.
Oh, okay. This is the crazy thing about being Brad Talton, is that sometimes when you want to make a game, you just do, and it happened. All right, next pitch.
Let's see. All right. So this is what I'm excited about. A JRPG-inspired cooperative board game where you traverse a storybook world with a team of diverse characters, build up your characters, explore the story, discover new allies and powers, play minigames, and save the world. So it's basically Final Fantasy, the board game, right?
It's JRPG the board game.
It's not Final Fantasy, it's JRPG, the board game. That's very
Well, it's like classic. I'm thinking
from-
like classic fantasy, right? Like FF1, FF2, that kind of.
Right.
I am.
Yeah. Josh, what do you think about this?
Very-
This is yours. So-
I'm not gonna go cough because this it's my design, but if this weren't design, I would be extremely excited. I think Testament is the JRPG board game on the market, and that's where Final Fantasy 14 raid bosses. So
Yeah, it's just a battle simulator.
if anyone's gonna do a JRPG board game, it better be us. And I don't know why we haven't done it yet.
see.
And if we do it, chat, know that Marco, I are huge, gigantic JRPG fans, and we will do every justice to this genre. Very, very exciting.
Yes.
Well,
What did the chat hates it?
64.8%.
10. Okay,
Yeah.
64?
64.8% of fans think you'll do a good job at it.
What's
Okay,
the
good.
one?
Well,
How many of that is one?
So 16 members of this audience, statistically.
I don't know about dodge lightning 200 times levels of authentic, but
But it has to be like that. It has there has to be a boss that you can accidentally find in the starting town, and if you do, it insta gives you, and then the only way to beat it is to find some job in some cavern that auto kills the boss, and there's no other way
I
to
don't know
kill
the
it.
Crystal Project we're gonna go with this.
Come on,
Dodging lightning 200 times is a rite of passage, and everybody who's
Yeah.
gone on that journey with me will
We are brothers.
High fives to you.
We are brothers. Also, Blitzball. Blitzball better be in this game.
This game will have a mini game. It says it in the description.
Yes. All right.
There will be a mini that is arguably better than the actual game.
All right. There you go. That's a requirement.
Let's
Next
don't sell that too quick.
Sorry.
All
I
right.
won't get to
Next
it.
pitch. Next pitch.
Glad you're
Alright.
excited for that pitch.
All right, a reissue of Level 99's first edition BattleCon War of Indians.
So we reprint V1 BattleCon.
Like-
Yeah,
Old
literally
War?
reprint Old War.
War and DeviantArt edition. Okay.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
the edition that was sourced from DeviantArt artists.
Yes, that is not speaking down any of the arts and war. They're fantastic.
they were literally from DeviantArt, right?
Yes, they were literally from DeviantArt.
So
There was no synchronicity between the styles. I just hired any artist that I could afford and put them all on to make characters.
to be
And then
fair,
when I had enough characters, I was like, this would make a good board game. And then I put them all in.
I really, I'll be real with you. I miss Danny Harrietta's art on Cadenza.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. So that's really
It
what I would
was,
get
it
this for.
was.
It's like the Danny Harrietta art, because I love Danny Harrietta's art. There you go.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, is this V4 or is this V1? What's
no,
the
it'd just be V1 original first edition,
Yeah, it's
old
just-
Luke and
Have
everything.
those files anymore?
Somewhere, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
How many people like that?
25% of fans thought this was a good idea.
Okay, well, moving on.
Okay.
Next pitch.
All right, a modular Euro game where you build a city. Each game introduces a random selection of different aspects of city planning, such as healthcare, road maintenance, defense, economics, and etc., which combine to create a different experience each time.
What did people say about this one?
This one scored a solid 42%. So I think Euro turns off some people. You know.
Yeah, fair.
Let's see. But
I think this is the kind of game that I would be scared of normally, but if I heard level 99 was doing it, I might see what that means. It's so foreign to us, right?
Yeah.
I'd want to see what level 99 does with a game with that kind of a pitch.
mhm.
Also, I know what this game is, and it's actually pretty cool.
It's impossible to balance. Let me tell you that.
Is this
Yes,
is this
it
what I
seems
think it
impossible to
is?
balance.
Probably not. I don't know if you ever played City States, Marco.
Yes, I did. Okay, there you go.
You
Oh,
did?
wait, this is City
Okay.
States? Oh,
Yeah,
I
that
thought
game's
this was
City
the
States.
factory.
No,
Yeah.
the factory game we already did.
Yeah, City States is on the pool. Why?
Don't
version?
say that. Next pitch.
No, it's cool. Sorry.
I guess V36, since that's the
There,
latest
there
one.
are some versions of City States that were cool. I just don't know where we're at with that game.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I never forget.
Sure. Good.
Like
Good.
like an elephant of board game design.
Oh my gosh. Can we move on to the next pitch if we're just gonna
Next pitch.
Sure. Fine. Next pitch. An approachable hex encounter war game set in a fantasy world. Build various troops and march out to conquer the table in short tactical skirmishes set in a mage punk subterranean world.
And you really went hard on the theme for that description, didn't you?
Well, it's not much more to say about the gameplay at this point, right?
I hope that what we're or the source material for this game is coming across.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be Advance Wars.
It's supposed to be Advance Wars. Not actually, we don't have IP, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's an
Advanced
Wars.
Wars level 99 edition. Advanced Wars at home.
But so 47% of fans got what you were trying to say.
Hopefully.
So,
Yeah, it's a
Nice.
little too low for my liking.
Yeah.
Um,
new expansion to Dead by Daylight kind of is exactly like, or the next one was new expansion to Dead by Daylight featuring additional killer survivors, perks, and maps. That scored exactly as much as it did on the poll at the top.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
Is deserving of a future expansion. So
how much is it? What is it?
It was like 31%.
Makes sense. It's the exact same people who wanted the other one, right?
Or it's 38. Sorry, it's like 38% total.
Right. So it's the same
the
people.
The wood buys and the wood buys and the definitely buys. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Here is the the lowest scoring item in the survey: a reprint of Level 99 Games' classic role-playing game, Mystic Empyrean. Who loves RPGs?
I love RPGs.
I'm so sad about that.
You're the only one. You and 15% of our fans.
Man, I like Mystic Empyrean. I made a bread guy.
Mystic Empyrean gets a bad rap because it was done very early in the company's history. I want to see the reprint, but I understand if it's very weird. Right?
Yes, it is.
It's a very non-standard playing game. Everyone's the cheat.
Avant-garde.
It's avant-garde. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, if you just described it as it's a TTRPG where you're all essentially Greek gods who are gods of things, and the way you roleplay changes your superpowers, that would sound cool, right? But
yeah, maybe I need to go more mythical and less high fantasy.
Yeah, like literally, it's like if you roleplay like you're an aggressive warmongerer, you get sword powers, right? If you roleplay like you're a coward, you turn invisible. Like, that's great. But, I digress. Let's move on.
Yeah. A library of 6 minigames, each themed around a different fantasy sport. The games share some components in a rulebook, but are otherwise distinct experiences linked only by their theme and characters. So I thought this was a really cool concept. Like, what if you take 10 characters and you put them in, 6 different fantasy sports, and they all have similar but different abilities based on which sport they're playing.
Right.
Maybe I could have played that up a little bit more in the pitch, but only 35.5% of fans were engaged with this pitch, so scoring pretty low.
I wonder if it's the sports thing or the minigame library thing.
I don't know. It could be a combination of both. A good pitch is the sum, or is more than the sum of its parts.
It's just
and a poor pitch is less than the sum of its parts.
I guess that's true.
Less than the difference of its minimums, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's I think this kind of idea is really interesting, where it's like I've always really liked that thing in video games where it's like 50 in 1 games. You know what I mean? Like, because this kind of feels like that. 6 in 1 games, using the same components, etc. But I digress. Next point.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. A deck building game about capturing and taming cute monster companions set in a comical modern fantasy world.
Okay. This is Pokemon.
This is Millennium Trainer.
Millennium Trainer.
Oh god, you're just gonna drop the title.
Is that the actual title?
I mean, that's my working title. I don't think it's
pending.
Yeah, it's pending.
Okay.
But it could be fine. It's got.
What do the fans think? Do the fans think this is pending, or do the fans think this game is
the fans? 62% of fans thought this game was quite good.
Oh, okay.
I like it though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Monster Catcher games. If any license of ours is gonna do it, it has to be Millennium Blades. So
it makes sense for Millennium Blades. We've talked about how potentially handle this if we do next. So I have some amount of faith, but man, boy, are Monster Catchers hard to do. I love Pokemon to death, but boy, is it hard. Endearing designs and do the thing. So I guess landing on Millennium Blades helps. It's tongue in cheek, it's quirky. So you don't have to nail it.
All right.
I think with Millennium Blades, it's okay not to like the monsters individually, or it's okay not to like the cards. That's part of the point, is that a lot of the cards are not good.
or ugly.
Not even aesthetically
some
exciting.
of them are just ugly. To be fair, some Pokemon designs are just ugly, right? So that's the joke. Next,
But like trash talking a card or a Pokemon is part of the fun, right?
Right, exactly.
Anyway, yeah. A deck building game about a group of high-tech counter spies work together to protect your vault from a rogues gallery of dangerous hackers, each with their own gadgets and minions. So, what do you think of this one, Josh?
I think I'm gonna abstain coughing. This is not by design, so I hope the cool factor came across here. Deck building is another mechanic that level 99 hasn't done yet, and I've been itching to see how we would do a deck builder.
Yeah.
Also, the theme. I guess am I allowed to leak the IP?
I mean, yeah, I did. I tried not to, color impressions, but this would take place in the same universe as Bullet.
Yeah,
right?
This is a Cycle 617 game. We've been pitching some other games in the setting that none of which have really seen fruition yet. So this would be a cool, you could see another part of the world with this game.
Yeah.
A very specific part of the world.
Yep. I'm really excited for this game, mostly because of the theme and the aesthetic of it. But I'll digress.
Right. It's like, a hacker spot, kind of thing. Pretty neat. Don't see it a lot in board games, I don't think.
Well, you kind of see it a lot, but it's often the Western kind, right? Like it's 007s and
this is Animu anime.
This is Animu,
right?
like this is like, we're the Demon Hunter Society and we're trying to stop the demons from like
I think it's probably more psychopaths than
there you go.
Hunter Society.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like there's like an organization filled with people and their ranks and
filled with the bad guys that are likely related to all the good guys.
Right, and like everybody is named after a color, right? Or like, all the villains are named after birds or something. You know what I mean?
All right, there's no need to give away every single detail of this game.
Sorry, did we define what the fans thought?
I can tell you're excited about it. 52% of fans were excited about this game.
Cool, solid number.
Yeah.
All right, a competitive narrative game where you play as superheroes and supervillains trying to change the future of the world. You use RPG-like story actions to accomplish your objectives and set traps for other players.
Oh, so this is
so?
Power Play, right?
How well did the reprint of Power Play do? 40.8% of fans would buy a reprint of Power Play.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Even if they don't know what Power Play is, it's only 40 years.
No, well, you'll be even sadder when you hear this next one, Marco.
Yeah, it's okay.
A disc flicking battle royale game where you drop characters onto the table, battle, and then upgrade with hand building mechanics to prepare for the next round.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that?
Wonder what that is.
What percentage of people want it?
37.7.
That is so unfortunate. Maybe people just don't like battle royales.
Maybe we should not. Maybe we should not get that expensive battle royale IP. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Next one. A deck of microgames that you play through rapidly in order to achieve a high score. They have a goofy, comical feel, and they combine dexterity, problem solving, and puzzles. So, what did people think about WarioWare, the board game?
Yeah, what did people think?
34%.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. All right. A fun for all ages drawing party game set in a cute animal world where you play as benevolent nature spirits that help the forest creatures with their problems. So drawing party games, definitely not our audience, or not our core audience. 18.6%.
Makes sense. It's okay. Shoot me through the heart, chat. It's fine.
I mean, it's a big, maybe not our target audience, but maybe an audience that isn't voting on the poll, right?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Maybe.
totally.
Like that's a
understand.
significantly low that would speak to possibly another audience out there that would be interested.
Yeah.
In a game like this.
So I think it's the games that are like splitting the difference that you probably really want to avoid. But yeah, this is a game for a different kind of
person.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
A new season of Exceed featuring characters from Level 99 games Bullet.
Okay, what was the percentage in that?
33.
33, pretty low.
33 are into that.
Yeah, even lower than the Battle Royale game. Wow.
Yeah. Although the number of people that were in the 4 category, this is one of those weird games where more people said auto buy than maybe buy.
Sure.
So the Exceed fans are all in. And
so it's like Exceed fans are really all in, but they're just a small number compared to everybody else. Is basically what it sounds like.
They're about 20%. I mean, or it was about 20% all in. You know.
Right. But like
it's not nothing.
Yeah, of course it's not, right?
But just the number of people that were all in for Millennium Trainer is still higher. So.
Right. Well,
we don't do it. We should just drop the season mechanic in the chat.
It's
a cool season mechanic.
It's so interesting, right? Like, what do you call this? Like we've had this chat before in chat where everybody's like, "What's the most popular level 99 games game?" And everybody like assumes it's Exceed because people keep talking about it. And then as the data shows, it's probably Bullet or Millennium Blades, right? Like even the survey alone, right? Like Bullet's on the top, right? So it's
Bullet is number 1. Actually, was there even an Exceed question on here? I don't think I've made a. Did I? Oh yeah. What do you think of Exceed?
Exceed is there. What was Exceed?
Yeah, it's there. So it's 15% own and love, 10% own and like, 25% I don't want, and 31.5% I've never heard of.
That's
so it was one of the larger. It was one of the larger I've never heard of it.
That's interesting.
Slices larger than Pixel Tactics, larger than BattleCon.
Probably because they're themed by season, so you hear the IP, you hear the game name.
Maybe it's just because we haven't done. You know what I see is that. How did you first find out about Level 99 games? 30% of our fans find out or met us through Kickstarter, and Exceed is a game that we've released, in various incarnations, but only the last Exceed Kickstarter was
season 2.
Yeah, season 2 in 2016. So the or was it 2016 or 17? It was a while back, right? So what you see is the games that people know about are the ones, I guess, maybe the ones that we've done a Kickstarter for more recently.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Millennium Blades, BattleCon, and Dead by Daylight.
To be fair, though, Bullet hasn't had a Kickstarter since the first one, right? So.
Yeah, that's true.
We did not Kickstart Star.
So Bullet's kinda in a similar boat to Exceed, and so I don't know, right? Like data sets and whatever, right? Are very interesting. Next pitch.
Okay, next pitch. A faux movie poster. So
merch.
Merch. A movie-like poster featuring characters and art motifs from one of Level 99 Games' original worlds. So this would be like the BGG board game posters, but for one of our games. And on this one, we had about 19.5% of folks were interested in this. So less than the stickers. Less than stickers. And we've done some posters in the past. They, sometimes they can be tough to move because they have such a weird shipping configuration.
That's true. They have to be like in a cylinder or something, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And those don't sit properly in trucks.
A campy horror game where the players are classic movie monsters. They build a sprawling haunted house together in order to capture victims.
Capture villains.
Yeah, no, not villains. So this scored pretty high.
Yes.
And actually, it so it's like 58. But there's the number of people that said hard pass was actually pretty low compared to. So even people were like maybe not, more than definitely not.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I mean. It's usually you'd see the 1 be higher than the 2's column. But in this case, the 2's was higher than the 1's. So more people were willing to say probably not, but maybe.
Convince me. They're basically saying convince me, right?
So we had more of a curve for this one.
That's interesting. I like this idea. I'm a big fan of Scooby-Doo and campy horror. So I'm really into this. I think this game is more Scooby-Doo, right?
Yeah, it's pretty Scooby-Doo.
Right, because classic monsters makes me think Scooby-Doo, right? Like
you could maybe get Scooby-Doo for it.
That would pog me out of my gourd. Just
Scooby-Doo might be within our reach.
All right.
I mean, we'd certainly do it more justice than Betrayal did.
1,000-piece puzzle featuring art of a place or characters from one of Level 99's original worlds. So this is probably the lowest rated merch, less than 10% were interested in this. A team shooter board game with gorgeous miniatures where you select a handful of characters and try and demolish the opposing force in a fast-paced chess-like skirmish. So this is my Overwatch board game.
How is this different from the Valorant one?
How is Counter-Strike different from Overwatch?
Okay, I guess.
If you've played both of those, then you could talk for hours about it, but if you haven't, they look very similar.
Okay, that's fair.
Valorant is definitely winning this battle because only 47% were interested in the team shooter game. Let's see. A deck of standard playing cards featuring art and designs from Level 99 Games' original worlds.
I would like
so
that.
This is another merch piece. This did pretty well. We got about 20% interest on this item, which is about right to consider it seriously. A short anthology novel set in one of Level 99 Games' original worlds.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, 22%. So about the same as the card deck.
Makes sense.
Except that the novel takes a lot longer to write. But it's also a permanent piece of like world lore.
World lore.
I don't know.
Maybe we have some projects that incorporate narrative.
Yeah.
It seems like narrative stuff isn't really that high on everybody's list, right? Like almost all the narrative games didn't get anything above like 60, right? So.
Yeah, it's a tough sell.
It's a tough sell. All right.
I don't think people get into a game for the narrative. And I had a question about this later on the poll too. That like people don't really get into the narrative. They get into the game, and then the narrative gets involved. And yeah. Anyway, I'm like scrolling down, and we got a lot of pitches left to go, and it's late.
All right. You wanna cut it there?
I will. Let me see if there's anything else.
Yeah, like give me like one more like standout, right? Like something that's interesting to you, and then
all the others were widely panned. Let's see. Comic books, 24%. The actual Millennium Blades trading card game is at 24%. Let's see. Narrative FMV adventure game is at about 30. What's it? Like 34%. Let's see. Flip and Write map building game at 32%.
Why are you calling out my business specifically?
Let's just say, okay, a subscription game with one new card every month is like at 15%.
Okay.
The Duelist Fashion Ring from Millennium Blades. Like props to the 71 people who said they would auto buy that item. I appreciate you.
Congrats.
I really do.
Thank you.
I love you. I love you guys. Let's see. Yeah, that's really like it. So we got to all the notable ones.
Okay,
the
so
others
we did it.
Well.
Let's do some closing words, right? What do you take away from all this, Brad and Josh? And then I'll do mine last.
I think that it's really, this is my favorite part of the survey, and I was like watching these results every day to see what games are exciting. I think
holding results over my head for days.
No, Josh.
You literally came into my office like, "Oh, sorry, Josh, your game doing good, but not anymore."
It's just live updates.
It sounds so cruel.
It's just live updates, man.
Right.
Look, none of your games did as bad as any of mine, right? Like mine got like 14%.
We're all in this together.
Your Shonen Sports anime game scored really high.
No,
too,
yeah,
so.
thank you. But what I'm saying is that, like, Like none of Josh's did that bad, right?
Yeah, but I think the point too is that a pitch is just a pitch, and when a game gets made, it's all of ours.
Yes,
right?
correct.
Or by the time it gets
It's
made,
a collaborative effort.
right? So, so it doesn't really, it doesn't matter where the ideas come from. It's about, and what do I say? The games that are really exciting to our audience we want to make, and the games that are not at all exciting to our audience we might want to make for a different audience.
Correct.
So I kind of look for the games that lie on the extremes of these two sides. Obviously not like the Duelist Fashion Ring, like that's that's too extreme. But when we see a game that like and that's where it's interesting to cross-reference with the demographic data too. If we see, because like 75% of our audience has no kids, right? And so if we say, well, let's just look at the people who have families and see what, or like children, I should say, and see what they are thinking, and we might find different results from these big results. And if we're trying to reach more of the kids and adults audience, then that's what we would be looking for.
Fair.
So yeah, so there's a lot of things to consider beyond just beyond just hard numbers.
Okay. Chat's trying to frame this discussion with what was the big surprise from the survey, both positively and negatively. Maybe you can end your insight with that.
Say that.
Well, the survey isn't over yet. So
right. Well, for now, right?
You can alter these numbers ever so slightly.
Right. Brad, so they're asking, what was the big surprise for you from the survey? Both in the positive and negative direction. I don't know what positive or negative means.
For me, I was surprised that that Dead by Daylight was so polarizing for our fans.
That's fair.
I thought that more fans of Level 99 would say like, okay, I'll try it because it's Level 99, or like I don't know or care about the theme, but I'll check it out because I like board games. But it was a lot more of a like, I don't recognize this, so I don't want it, as opposed to even something like Soccer Arms, where people would say, well, I'll get this, I'll engage with this as an entry product. So it was interesting to see the split there.
Yeah, fair.
And I also think that even though I posted this survey in the Dead by Daylight Kickstarter updates, I think that the majority of of people who have answered this are from our mailing list.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like only 400 of the 1,400 backed the Kickstarter project. So we're looking at a small sample of the of this audience. So
okay.
Anyway,
yeah. Thanks for the insight, Brad. Let's go to Josh. What do you think?
I think that, like Brad was saying, it's a lot of considerations in this poll that you don't see. Production being one of them. A lot of these games we are excited to work for, but it is possible that even if it does really the fan polls, it might be too large of a project to slot sooner than later. But we can take that into consideration, right? If the game does really well, we could revamp things, we could redesign them, we could see.
Yeah.
It seems like in general that a lot of people like a lot of our pitches. Like a lot of them are like 50% plus, which is pretty high, I would say. Yeah, so now we just got to figure out how to, get all these done, right?
Not all of them.
Games happen, right? A lot of games, another behind the curtain, right? A lot of these games like are in active development or have a ton of art done.
Yep. And
like things we can't show, we've had to drop them or backburn them for reasons when their opportunities or other things come up. So, we'll see where these things go.
Yeah.
But I think if we do any of these things, it'll be good.
What's the biggest surprise for you, Josh?
The poll isn't over yet. I want Lockdown 2024.
Okay, how about let's qualify that with biggest surprise as of now.
Fine. I'm surprised that a lot of my designs are doing so well. I don't want to too everything. I was full. Maybe it's because I'm a pessimist, but I was full expecting all designs to plummet because they're so specific. But it's good to see that our fans still like the video games, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that is our slogan: board games for
and,
the video game generation.
They want to see, so we haven't done, right? They want to see JRPGs because we haven't done it yet. They want to see that, so we haven't done it yet. You all want to see a lot of things. I just hope deliver on what you think these games are from a 2-sentence description.
I think the games that we will deliver will be even more than people are
I was about to say, I think
I'm not worried about.
I think that, yes, if you think that with these games, they're even cooler than you think.
Yeah. Here's the question that upset me the most. I would buy a game with beautiful miniatures, even if I didn't plan to play the game.
What's the percentage of that?
52.7% of people said, no way. I definitely wouldn't do that. And yet, I know the revealed behavior of people who back miniatures games on Kickstarter, and most of them know they're not going to play even a portion of that content.
Well, to be fair,
so I was surprised at the level of self-denial that was present.
Self-denial, or maybe just our fan base cares more about the stuff that we care about because that's what we promote.
Maybe so. I suppose that's true. That's
right?
True. I'm being facetious. I'm being facetious.
You're being facetious. See, to me, I think this is the real deal, right? Like, so for me, a lot of the insights and the big shock, I guess, for me is this survey is an eye-opening gleam into silent majorities, in my opinion, right? Mm-hmm. Because I'm the community manager and I'm the social media manager, so I see all of the stuff that people post all the time, right? And if you asked me, without the survey, what I thought would be the most successful next level 99 game thing, I would say anything related to Exceed or anything related to Dead by Daylight, right? Because those fan bases are so vocal. But when you take the majority of our audience, or the silent majority who don't make those posts all the time, we see numbers in the low 30s, right? Below 40s. So it's really eye-opening to the danger of just listening to social speak, qualitative data, right? Because a lot of people are gonna tell me, just make the next Exceed thing or next Dead by Daylight thing, and you'll sell gangbusters. But the data shows otherwise, right? So that's really interesting to me. And maybe it's something that we can all take together, right? Like not just us as the company, but like even our fans, right? Like if you are a fan here and your favorite level 99 game isn't talked up as much as like the supposed popular ones, like have no fear, maybe there's a bunch of other people like you who love this game and spend more time not talking about it, and instead you're playing it at home, right? Like who knows, right? So that's what I think. Maybe there's a lot like you who love the game as well and just aren't talking about it, and that's perfectly fine, So there you go. That's the big insight for me, and it honestly it makes me happy, right? Because I know there are people who love Argent. I mean, I'm the kind of person who likes power play and stuff like that, and I'm sure there are people out there who enjoy those games too. So that's the insight from me. Yeah,
I think a lot of it feels like a lot of people are really satisfied with what we're doing and what's going on. So I'm happy with that. And it seems like we've got a lot of ideas that are resonating with the fans. We've got a lot of things that are like 60 and 70% plus that we can move forward on. So that's really good.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. My biggest surprise was the fact that Shonen Anime Sports Game did as good as it did. That's my big surprise. Yeah. But there you go. I think we've gone on for like almost 2 hours at this point. Thank you all so much, everybody, for being here. Thanks, Brad and Josh, for staying longer. Do you want to do the outro, Brad, or should I?
Why don't I leave it to you this time, Marco?
All right.
As the expert.
Hey, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming to this episode of the Level Up Live. It has been very amazing to have all of you, our fans, here informing us, keeping us entertained, and hopefully we're entertaining you. I'm your host, Marco Dos Santos, also known as the Mechanic Rick, and with me has been the ever magnanimous, ever amazing, ever presidential president of Level 99 Games himself.
Brad Talton, thank you so much, everyone. It's been wonderful, and thank you for sticking with us for this double long episode.
Yes. And with us has been very special guest, production man, extreme himself, awesome guy.
Josh, also known as Ethri. Thanks for playing board games, and if you haven't filled the poll, maybe do that.
Maybe.
We want you all to know how to proceed.
Yeah, and if you haven't played board games yet, do that too.
Do that too. I don't know how you're on this podcast never playing board games, but if that's the case, please play board games. They're fun. They help bring people together. Without much else to say, thank you so much for listening and watching, and everybody at the same time on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy gaming!
Happy gaming!
Bye everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.